Hello YouTube. Let's check out a whole bunch of Greenlight. This is vintage ag cars, which I got the whole set. I couldn't help myself. Like, all the cars are really awesome. This is Series 2. Yeah, this is Series 2, the full set. So, we're going to take a look at all 6 vehicles in this set. I'm going to have to check out and see what 6 vehicles were in the first series, but this might be a series I might go after. I have all 6 from Series 2. I don't think I have any green machines of any of them. I think these just came out, that they're fairly new. I think Greenlight is really doing a lot of raws this year. So, I don't think I bought a 2-door Jeep since the 4-door Jeeps have came out. I have so many of these 2-door Jeeps. I mean, I probably have 20 of them or more. But man, I could not resist it in this paint scheme. This paint scheme, I remember it. I mean, that probably tells you all about the paint scheme. Really awesome series. On the back it tells you all 6 vehicles that are in it. Studebakers number 1, Mercury Cougar 2, Ford Club Wagon 3, Chevy Monte Carlo 4, Jeep CJ 5, Golden Eagle Edition, 1977, and then a 1986 Chevy Caprice. So the second one we'll look at is a Monte Carlo. If I saw the list prior to the video, I would have showed them in the order of the list, but I don't buy too many complete series from Greenlight. I tend to buy just the vehicles I like from Greenlight. The ones that I can't resist because they release so many vehicles. Really big hood on this car, which in real life this car would have had a huge hood. Tons of room under there for a big V8. I remember my mom driving a car that looked pretty much identical to this. It might have had a black top on it. And it might have been a 71. Awesome looking Monte Carlo. I do have a green body green machine of this from like its first or second release. I don't really collect the raws or the ones that have different color tires, green tires. I just really like collecting the green body green machines. Got 1968 Ford Club Wagon, which this looks really similar to the other one I just cracked open from the airline, Global Airlines or something on the hood of it. So it looks a lot better in this release. Kind of like a blue metallic paint job. Awesome looking Monte Carlo though. Really getting into all these big 70s boats. If you guys notice a theme, like 20 years ago with Johnny Lightning and stuff, they did a lot of 30s, 40s, and 50s vehicles. Because people growing up, or people who were adult collectors then, they remembered the 30s, 40s, 50s. They looked up to the 30s hot rods, the 40s and 50s, or parents might have drove them around in when they were young. Well, now the generation that's collecting die-cast, we grew up in the 70s and 80s. So that's why you see a lot more 70s castings nowadays, because that's what's appealing to us. We remember people who had them, seeing them drive down the road and whatnot. So awesome, awesome van casting. Wish they would have put like big side mirrors or something on this. I'm sure this van in real life would have had big side mirrors. They put big plastic mirrors on their trucks and stuff, so why not put it on this? Huge casting. Something like, this is a van like what your church would have had or something, haul you all around. And my buddy, his dad had one of these. There was 3 sons, and if all 3 sons had a friend go with them, we all could fit in this big van. Go sled riding or whatnot. Then we got the 1986 Chevy Caprice, which is probably the highlight of the vintage ag cars. This one might be really tough to find. I'm sure it will be the first one gone. Talking about collecting full series though, the Barrett Jackson, that's one I probably could go after the whole series. I like almost every car in them releases. Really like that Volkswagen van they just came out with. It's been hard for me not to pick that one up. So this is the first time this has ever been released without a light bar and a police deco. I actually have another version, 1980 Chevy Caprice, that in the police livery for the Groundhog's Day. We'll go ahead and crack this one next. Why not? I know it's not from the vintage ad cars, but you know me, I can get off track real easily sometimes while still being on track, because it's still the same casting. Alright, I haven't even taken it out of the package yet, and I can already see a flaw. Looks like the back bumper isn't attached, which ain't a big deal. Little dab of glue, and you'll never ever know. It's exactly what they would have done from Greenlight when they assembled it, if they would have remembered the glue. Sometimes it will have like a little glue residue on it. This doesn't. Actually, I think this has plastic tabs that go through the bottom or go through the back, and they probably heat them up and smash them on the inside. That's what I'm thinking. So, looks really awesome in the police livery with the hubcaps on it. Really glad to have a police livery of this and a civilian. My buddy's dad had one of these growing up. I remember thinking it was cool. Had a big V8 carbureted. And the next one from the vintage ag cars, we got a 1953 Studebaker Commander, which I haven't picked up this casting yet. It's a new casting from Greenlight. They released it in some 3 different racing liveries, which I did not pick up. Which, if I find the golf one, I will pick it up. I left it on the pegs once, and I haven't seen it on the peg since, so I've regretted that. If I came across it again, I'd definitely pick it up. I don't care about picking up the other two liveries of it. I don't care about picking up every variation of it either. But I liked it in this blue for the vintage ag cars. Number on it 1918. That's kind of cool. Sounds like a good year of a wine or something. Awesome paint job on this, though. Definitely looks very good. Nice factory deco. Nice looking front end, too, on this. You don't see a whole lot of Studebakers in die-cast. Hot Wheels does a Studebaker truck. They don't release it very often in the RLC. It's a pretty nice looking truck, too. You can get a pretty good deal on the RLC version of it on eBay. Usually don't sell for a whole lot, maybe 25, 30 bucks, compared to a lot of RLC pieces that sell for 100, 150, 250 bucks, $1,000. Yeah, you're never gonna get a Silverado. But whatever. I mean, I can make my own. That's a good thing about being a customizer. I can make Silverado look just like the one that they sell for $1,000, a antifreeze green one. But definitely gonna do that one day when I get back into customs, which hopefully will be real soon. And I like Greenlight how when they do come out with the release, yeah, they might have 19 releases of the hitch and tow and 22 releases of this and that and 32 releases of the hot pursuit, but you know what? They only come out with 6. You only get one variation of each car. It's not like they flood the market with version A and version B, so you're getting 12 variations every time they come out with the release. That would double the amount of vehicles they had in the release. So they will come out with this car in 5 different releases all at the same time, it feels like it'd be in the Barrett Jackson one in a different color, and then it's gonna be in the hobby shop one in a different color, and just, you know, the way it is. The amount of diecast that Greenlight releases is insane. Even if you work there and got a discount on them, I think it'd be hard to keep up with all the releases. I would never even attempt to try to keep up to all the releases. I would need a full-time job with overtime probably just to keep up with Greenlight alone. I mean, it's insane. So definitely looks really good in the orange. Big old opening hood, detailed engine. But if you guys aren't bored yet and want to stay tuned, I got more Greenlight here we can crack open. That's 6 cars from the vintage car ads. Take a look at all 6 of them together. Really awesome release from Greenlight. And then we'll get into some random Greenlight size stuff I have that I picked up from the hobby shop. Yeah, yep, all of it I picked up from the hobby shop. Not all at the same time. There's only a handful of castings here, but we'll start out with this 1967 Shelby Cobra 427 SC, which, man, this is probably the nicest Shelby Cobra I have ever seen in diecast. And Hot Wheels does have a couple really nice ones. They have a 100% one, which probably has a little bit more detail than this, because it probably has a detailed exhaust and everything, being a Hot Wheels 100%. But wow, that's a really heavy casting for being so little. You don't expect it to be that heavy because it's such a teeny tiny casting. That is plastic. The front end on that is, holy cow. I think it's just a blue. I think the blue with the white stripes, it's like a iconic color of the Cobra is this Cobra blue here. That's from the Mecum auctions, which I could probably try and complete that series. It's all really nice vehicles I like. Tells all the facts about it. And sold in Indianapolis for $2,860,000. Almost $3 million. No wonder it's such a nice looking car. And I only paid $5.99 for my variation of it. Of course, I can't drive it and fry the tires, but who in the heck could fry the tires in a $3 million car? Holy cow. Is this the one that Carroll Shelby won the race in? I mean, is it? Is that why it sold for $3 million? I would hope so. If I had $3 million spent on a Cobra, I would want the one that Carroll Shelby sat in. Wow. Awesome looking car. Then from the Series 1, we have this 2018 Ford F-350 Lariat, which was the only one I was missing from the Series 1, which I'm not going to get the Series 2 or 3. I might just get 1 or 2 trucks from each of them, because Series 1, it was all civilian deco. Like a civilian livery on it. So that's why I wanted it. They must have made a ton of them, because it's a really high number. 6,904, but I mean, they can make over 10,000 of these. Tailgate does not come down on it. Do get lensed headlights. Awesome, awesome looking truck. Huge castings. They're just massive. We'll set it up here with this Cobra in front of it. Heck, that Cobra probably can fit in the bed of it. Oh, that thing don't want to turn, but it fits in the bed. Almost. Awesome. Next, we have a 1971 Dodge Challenger shakedown tribute with race car driver. I just liked it because it was gunmetal gray. And I don't know how many, if I even have a variation of the 71 Dodge Charger from, or Challenger, Dodge Challenger. This is Hobby Shop Series 6, which the Hobby Shop usually is a pretty good series. A lot of good castings come out in it. Not going to take out the driver. Well, why not? We've all seen these guys before, but they're a pain in the butt the way they tape them in. But we got them out. Now you can hang out on the turntable. maybe fall off. Who knows? We'll see. This is number 2322. Amazing detail on the rear of this car. Shaker hood. Oh, I'm real happy. Real happy pick up this one. Looks really good in the gunmetal gray. Awesome looking front end. Amazing detail on the rear. And we got a 1965 Lincoln Continental. Another Barrett-Jackson release. Barrett-Jackson Series 4. So, I don't have a whole lot of releases of Barrett-Jackson yet. Love the suicide doors on this. Looks really good in black. Let's go ahead and see how much it sold for. If it says, yep, 110,000. Ain't too bad. Not too bad at all for a restored Lincoln with suicide doors on the back, which was a factory option in 1965. Well, it probably wasn't an option. It probably was just how it came. And then we have this limited edition Mopar 2018 Dodge Durango SRT. It's a hobby shop exclusive in burgundy. So of course I had to pick it up in burgundy. They do have it in blue. I'll probably end up picking up the blue one just because it's going to be released as a police way more than it's going to be released in a civilian. So when it's in a civilian, I'm going to try and pick it up. I even really like it in the police livery, so I pick it up in the police livery. This may have a different hood than the police one. This is a cowl induction hood. It's a SRT model. Get lensed headlights, lens tail lights, and just amazing overall detail. Absolutely amazing. So that ended up being quite a bit of Greenlight. Let me know which one was your favorite piece. Let me know what series of Greenlights you collect, if you try to collect any series of Greenlight and try to complete it. Ford truck looks really good in white. Amazing. Greenlight does an amazing job with 1/64. It's probably one of my favorite two-door Jeeps now. Definitely one of my favorite four-door cars there. That Dodge Durango SRT might have to be my favorite out of all 12 of these. Imagine that, there's 12. Well, please make sure to like and subscribe, and please leave comments. Let me know which one was your favorite casting, and have a good one. Thanks.